Yo, people always saying it's your boy Music 13. Make sure you guys drop a follow, like, comment, all that good stuff. And we are back. We are back for another match, post-match reaction. Arsenal win. Brighton and Hove Albion nil. Arsenal won. And I am absolutely buzzing for a lot of reasons. But I'm just happy we got the win. This was a massive, 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 massive win. We had to win. This was an opportunity for us to, put a little pressure on Man City, kind of just do what we have to do. They were playing Nottingham Forest, so you kind of expect them to win. But at this stage of the season where all these relegation teams are, fighting for their lives, you kind of have to just, take the game and see what happens, and you just have to see what they do. And you saw with Wolves what they did to us. Now Forest have just drawn to Man City 2-2. And Arsenal get the win. It wasn't pretty. We're gonna get into that. Let's get into that right now. So the game, how we lined up, Arteta went with pretty much the same lineup that we've gone with the last few games, except for Martinelli started instead of Trossard and Mosquera came in for Saliba. We heard like just a bit before the game started that Saliba was out with a minor ankle injury. Should be good hopefully for next week. But yeah, it shouldn't be anything that keeps him out long term. But with him out, Mosquera, I felt like he was more than capable of filling in. And yeah, the game started. Rice was another doubt. Obviously, we know he came off against Chelsea with that minor injury. There was doubts maybe he wouldn't start. Arteta mentioned in his press conference that Rice was going to be good for this game. But with Arteta, you kind of have to wait and see it for yourself because, everyone knows he just be saying whatever in press conferences, mind games and that. But Rice started, so that was a huge boost for us, completing 90 minutes. So hopefully all injury concerns there put to bed. Don't expect us to play in the FA Cup game this weekend anyway. But yeah, we went with that lineup. And it was an interesting start. Like Brighton, they love playing out from the back. They're a very good footballing team. They took the game to us. I know they're currently sitting 13th in the league. But prior to this game, I think they were maybe 11th, 10th, and they were coming to this game in some good form, winning back-to-back games after a poor run of form previously. So Arsenal knew it was going to be a tough game. It was also stoked by the fact that Hersler, the Brighton coach, started chatting absolute nonsense before the game, talking about Arsenal waste too much time on set pieces, trying to stoke the fire, essentially like play into the refs' minds and everything, like trying to dictate everything before it starts. Bro, you're not that guy. You're new to this managing game. Like, respect yourself. But yeah, you haven't done anything yet for you to be chatting the most. But I'm gonna give Brighton credit. They were very good. Their team, they have a very solid team. They play really well. They play some nice footy. And Arsenal take the lead. Arsenal take the lead in the 9th minute. Timber plays the ball into Saka, who runs. It takes like a speculative shot. It wasn't really the most powerful shot, but it takes a slight deflection off, I believe, Cardioglu before it comes to Verbruggen. He was, confused by it. He should still do better because he gets like a leg to it, squeezes in, and Arsenal get the 1-0 lead at the time. You're thinking, okay, Arsenal, what are we going to do? Are we going to kick on? Or are we going to sit back? We sat back. We sat back again. I'm not really liking how we're playing in that sense because we should be killing these games off, or 1-0. You never know what could happen. Brighton could score. And I would give credit to Brighton. They put pressure on Arsenal, but the defense was very, very, very good. Even prior to Saka's goal, we were, shooting ourselves in the front. Raya played the ball. He was trying to build up from the back. He tried to play the ball. Brighton intercepted it. They ran through. I think Baliba he chips Raya. He's beaten. Luckily for Gabriel, he's running back on the line. He clears off the line, and we just about survived that. And that was the platform that we needed for Saka to obviously get his goal 5 minutes later. And we coasted in the rest of that half. Brighton had majority of the ball. We tried to press them. We couldn't really have anything sticking up front. Gyökeres's link-up play was terrible. The ball just kept bouncing off him. He couldn't complete like 5-yard passes. I was like, this is shocking, man. And we just had to hang in there. For me, it was like, let's hang into halftime. Maybe 15 minutes into the second half, you can bring on Havertz. He can improve the build-up play and whatnot. And we did that. We got to halftime. Brighton huffed and puffed. Didn't really do much. But then in the second half, Minte came on for Brighton, and I feel like he really changed, their dynamic of the team. He was giving our fullbacks trouble. He was against Nkapia. Nkapia dealt with him pretty well. Then he switched to the left-hand side, was giving Mosquera and Timber a bit of trouble. He went past Mosquera a few times. Mosquera, obviously on the yellow card from early on in the first half, couldn't really take him down. So that was like pretty much all that Arteta needed to know. Is like, Mosquera, you're coming off, because if you can't really put a foot in, yeah, you're a walking liability at that point because you get a second yellow, and if we got a red, yeah, it would have been long. So I'm happy Arteta was proactive in that sense. He took off Mascara, brought on Calafiori. Calafiori at left back, Hincapie filled in at right center back, and Hincapie, absolute dog. That's what you call a South American dog, man. He came in, shorted up, and he was just winning everything. All his duos, like Hincapie has really settled into Arsenal. I'm really liking what I'm seeing from him. Long may it continue. And yeah, Arteta was more proactive. You know, he made some subs. Gyökeres came off for Havertz. Trussell came off for Martinelli. Zubimendi came off for Norgard. And that helped us just, you know, creep over the line. We got the win. And it was even just compounded by the fact that Man City dropped points to Nottingham Forest. I tuned in a little bit to the game. I was kind of trying to see, like, what's going to happen. I was like, let me just watch until Man City scored and I'll turn off. Man City scored early. Semenyo, I turned it off. I was seeing, checking my sports apps and everything. I seen Nottingham Forest equalize. I even texted one of my boys like, yo, Nottingham Forest equalized. He was like, nah, F it, man. Man City is still going to win. Then Man City took the lead again, 2-1 shortly after Forest equalized. Forest equalized, made it a 2-2 like about 10-15 minutes later. And I was just so nervous on our game towards the end. I didn't even care about Man City's game. I was like, please, just get the 3 points. Just get the 3 points. And we did it. We just managed to squeeze it over the line. That was one of our toughest games remaining. After this game now, Arsenal have 3 more away games in the last 8 games this season. So 3 away games, 5 home games. If we can win our 5 home games and probably get a draw against Man City at the Etihad, although I want us to go for that game with the win. We'll talk about it when we get there. I think that would be enough. So for me right now, 8 more games. Probably need with the 8 more games now that Man City have dropped points, we need 7 wins and 1 draw to win the league, or 6 wins and 2 draws, something like that. But yeah, Man City drop points, Arsenal win. Arsenal goes 7 points clear, albeit Man City have a game in hand, and I'm absolutely loving life. It's been your boy Moeezy13. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Come on, you Gunners. And I'm out. Peace.